Mackenzie, one of the estheticians at Advanced Cosmetic Surgery. Today we're going to be talking about laser hair removal. So laser hair removal is a process of a laser emitting light that is absorbed through the hair follicle to kill the actual follicle itself. So the light will travel through the hair shaft down to the melanin, the pigment portion of the hair, and that is actually what absorbs that heat, and then you get the destroyed hair follicle, which delays or it thins out the growth of hair that you have. Some of the lasers that we offer here at Advanced Cosmetic Surgery for laser hair removal include a Cynosure Apogee Elite, which is specific for all skin types, which is great because everyone is a candidate. We also offer the Icon BBL Pulse Light treatments to get rid of larger areas, for example, like full legs or full backs. Everybody is a candidate when it comes to laser hair removal. That's the great part about it. The thing is you just want to make sure that your skin is prepped and ready for treatment. So whether you may be someone who just wants to remove hair so that your morning routine is easier, or you are always at a groomed appearance, or if you have some hormonal growth that you're not a fan of that you want to get under control. So with laser hair removal, everyone is a candidate. However, you want to make sure your skin is prepped and ready for treatment. What we mean by that is you want to make sure that you're the Pellis version of yourself. Because the laser can be treated on all skin types, we can certainly find a wavelength or a setting that's going to be best for your skin. But we do want you to be as pale as you possibly can be because the laser is designed to pick up on pigment. So if you come in with a tan or a sunburn, we are going to have a few more risks associated there that could cause some potential downtime that we really want to try to avoid if possible. So let's talk about the process of how your experience will be whenever you start your laser hair removal sessions. So you'll come into the room, we will discuss whether or not you're a candidate. We will look at the area that you are interested in treating. We're going to tell you about how the entire process takes place. Then we'll begin the treatment. We want to make sure your skin is prepped. So you want to be pale or your palest version of yourself. You want to have that area groomed. So we typically recommend, depending on the patient, about 2 days prior to your appointment that you shave the area that you are wanting to treat. At that point, we'll come in, we will clean the area, and we will perform the session. The session will feel like a hot rubber band or a tiny little slap. And we will also be using a chiller during your session to make it more comfortable for you. So I like to tell my patients it's kind of like an icy hot experience. You're going to feel the cooling sensation followed by a little hot sensation. But overall, it is a very quick procedure, and every patient who has done it has been very pleased thus far. So some aftercare that's involved with laser hair removal can vary from patient to patient. Most patients will experience some mild redness in the treatment area. Also what's called perifollicular edema or swelling around those hair follicles. I tell my patients to expect it to look a little bit more like razor bumps or goosebumps afterwards, and you may notice that you have a little bit of sensitivity to the area. Most patients will report though within a few hours that they feel back to normal, but I always tell my patients between 1 to 3 days, just kind of give yourself some rest. You want to avoid any kind of swimming, submerging, friction, any kind of fluids. You definitely want to avoid that while healing. But between 1 to 3 days, you should be able to resume any normal activity. Let's talk about some things that you may want to avoid before or after your treatments with laser hair removal. So beforehand, you do want to make sure that you have prepped the area by shaving roughly 2 days prior to your session. But then afterwards, there are a few things you want to avoid as well. So some of those may be exercising, any kind of fluid on the area, submerging. That's definitely something you want to avoid the first 24 hours. But you also want to avoid things that are going to cause any irritation to the skin. So a lot of patients will come in and they will treat their face. So they may want to do their lip or chin or their beard or neck. So in that case, I tell those patients, you may want to avoid makeup today. Just kind of let it breathe and take a break. However, if you use any kind of abrasive products on your skin, retinol, salicylic acid, glycolic acid, or any kind of scrub, I genuinely tell my patients, let's wait about 3 days so we know we are definitely healed and we have no irritation. You also want to avoid treatments such as plucking, waxing, threading, any kind of depilatory that is like a chemical exfoliant of the hair, because we want to make sure that those hair follicles are intact so that the laser can kill those for you. So when it comes to before and after photos, results are going to vary from patient to patient. You may come in and you're looking to just groom the area and maybe thin out the area so you're not having to shave as frequently. Or you may be someone who has hormonal growth such as PCOS that's causing you to grow excessive hair in areas that we don't love. So results can vary, but overall we genuinely tell patients about 10% of hair reduction is expected with every session. we will typically schedule appointments every 4 weeks. And when we do that, we ultimately suggest starting with 8. When you do 8 sessions, we're able to get about an 80% hair reduction. If you're more of an average patient, 80% reduction is significantly reduced. You're not having to shave near as often. The amount of quantity of hair growth that comes back is definitely thinner and lighter. So a lot of my patients will report back that they've gone from shaving every day to maybe once every 3 weeks. Now, if you're someone who has hormonal growth like PCOS or any type of other hormonal growth on the full body, you may require more treatments, but that doesn't exclude you from sessions. I've had numerous patients report back to me that even with having excessive hair growth, they still feel like they've gotten the relief from the laser. They feel that their hair is thinner. They feel that it's patchier. It's not coming in full. And they're also delaying the amount of times they're having to shave. Overall, everyone is pleased. One of the questions that we get a lot is laser hair removal painful? If you're a wimp like me, it's a little uncomfortable, but certain areas are a little worse than others. But I will tell you, we know all the tips and tricks to make it as comfortable as possible. A lot of patients prefer to go the really fast approach where we go as fast as we can and get as many pulses in there at a time, or they like the slow approach. We have so many different techniques that we can do to make the treatment comfortable for you, but depending on the area, we can do several sessions in a very short amount of time. So if I tell my patients, I'm like, if you can give me 3 minutes, we can get you through it and you'll get those results that you're looking for. Another question that we get a lot is how many treatments will we need? So we offer 2 different options when it comes to laser hair removal. You can do single sessions where you'll come in and you'll say, hey, I want to come in. I'm not sure how many I need. Don't know if I'm ready to commit to the full package yet, but maybe I just need a few. So I'm going to pay individually and just come in as needed. That's perfectly fine. But we have patients who we strongly encourage for you to go ahead and do that package of 8. When you do those 8 treatments, we have found in the past that patients are very happy. Now, because hair removal is different for everyone, results can vary. So you may need some touch-ups once we're done with the 8 treatments. And that's something that we can discuss as an individual with you and make a treatment plan. But 9 times out of 10, around 8 sessions is pretty average. So how long will results last when it comes to laser hair removal? Laser hair removal results are somewhat permanent. We don't love to say the word permanent because hormones can cause hair growth, but we will say that you should expect to get around 80% reduction when it comes to hair. Will they last forever? We're not sure, but that's why we do recommend that you come in for touch-ups as needed. If you are someone who definitely has hormonal growth, you're definitely going to require some touch-ups, but again, it should be a less growth. It should be less frequent shaving, definitely thinner, lighter in color hairs. Or if you're somebody who is just strictly doing it to make their morning routine easier, not having to check what they're wearing that day, depending on if they can wear the low-cut shirts, laser hair removal definitely can thin that hair out for you. So overall, around 8 treatments, and that should get you where you want to be. And then just touch-ups are just as needed. So thank you for watching my video today about laser hair removal. If you have any questions, comment below and like and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to watch for more future videos.